Because in this land,
Tarvisio and Visio and Villach. That's exactly where I was aiming 28 years ago. Tarvisio is on Italian side, and that's as far as I went on the train, I believe. And that's where I ate my last can of tuna, my last slice of bread. Clenched my fist, threw the bag over my shoulder, and I took a step towards the mountain, toward the Alps, toward the unknown, scary, but hopeful. That was the moment. I can see the same mountains I saw then. Mountains I had to cross in order to reach freedom, and eventually to land in America.
because in this land, it's alright to be from a small town or a medium-sized town or some big scary town. For as long as we live in America, that's right, in America. Because in America, no matter where you are from, a little town or New York, if you
I can't stop and wonder why life is so challenging for many of us. Why do we have to cross all those mountains and all those rivers and those challenges in our lives, problems, issues, relationships, work? Perhaps it is all about crossing those mountains and rivers, valleys, and seeing the beauty in them, feeling the water, the nature, learning something from them, taking in, becoming as beautiful as they are. So at least at the end we can look back and say, you know what? There was no river that I didn't cross. There was no mountain that I didn't climb. There was no tunnel that I didn't enter. And there is one. Okay. Made it. Gotta pay the price for the beauty, right? That's right. Well, if this is like the coolest river of all, then I don't know what it is, but there we are. I was planning on stopping by it in either Tarvisio or Villach, but this is just too beautiful. So let's grab water. And that will make definitely river number 29. What a beauty. Spectacular. The water is so blue, so clean. I am in Tarvisio. I remember these streets. Just remember the hills and the skid houses and the views and the mountains I saw ahead of me. Because this is the road that leads to Austria. There was no freeway. So if you keep going on this road, eventually you finish the mountains, cross the mountains, and you end up in Austria. Well, I drove around this town, Tarvisio, and I think I found the place. Yes, I walked those cute streets of Tarvisio, look at people and saying, wow, they're just sitting here and having coffee or breakfast, and I can't afford any of that. I had $10 with me in my pocket, and I still needed to get to Vienna on the other side of Austria. So I walked this road from town to here. This is new freeway now, but the road takes turn. And within short distance, in that forest, there's the police station, there was the border crossing. So right where the car entered over there, the cars went up and I went to the left. And I just kept on going, following the road. From distance I could hear the cars, I could hear the border crossing because there were doors shutting and all that, so I knew I crossed the border. So this is pretty much when I took the first step to freedom. Hi, this is Chez speaking to you from one of the most special places I have ever been in my life. This is the place where 28 years ago I crossed the Alps on foot to freedom. You've heard that from my presentations, already in my books. But I drove around the city, the little town, Tarvisio, for a while, looking for the roads because things changed. Now there is a freeway going through town. And this is it. You see, in the distance, those mountains? I remember sitting somewhere here, probably into mountains already, that May 29th of 1985. I ate my last can of tuna, my last slice of bread. I asked myself many questions. Can I do this? Am I strong enough? Am I brave enough? Can I cross the biggest border of my life? And I made a cross, sign of cross. I clenched my fist, I threw a bag over my shoulder, and I entered these mountains. It was hard. I knew there was no going back once I crossed the mountain. And there were no guarantees that life would be easier, would be better. But step by step, baby steps, I crossed the mountains. There were no guarantees that I would ever enter the refugee camp and end up in America. There are no guarantees. There are only mountains to cross, to be crossed. So you may ask yourself similar questions sometimes. Can I do this? Am I strong enough? Am I brave enough? Am I smart enough? Can I do this? And I have these two words for you. Do it. Do it. Because perhaps your happiness, your better life, your better relationship with your boss, with your neighbor, with your spouse, with your children, with yourself, better job, better position in job, whatever you want, is waiting for you on the other side of your mountain. Take a step. Cross your mountain. 40 rivers of love, forgiveness and appreciation. Travel 40 roads to find my reconciliation. On the wings of a dove, with a heart filled with consternation, I am crossing the rivers of love, forgiveness and appreciation.